Good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening. As we're now on Monday, and this is the 29th of September, we're coming to the end of the month pretty fast here, 2025. All right, a lot of news coming out tomorrow and a lot of events. You're going to get the Redbook weekly retail sales at 7:55 in the morning. You're going to get Case-Shiller 20 home area prices for July. Now remember, that's not September, it's not August, it's July, it's how it works. And that'll be at 8 in the morning. The September Chicago PMI numbers are going to come out at 8:45. The Conference Board at 9 o'clock will give us the U.S. Consumer Confidence Index. The big report of the day is at 9 also. That's the JOLTS report. Job openings, labor turnover. That's due at 9. Last month, we had 7,181,000 jobs. We'll see if we get anything like that still being offered out there. For grain traders, we'll get small grain production report at 11. President Trump today, he met with Prime Minister Netanyahu. They held a news conference. There's a 20 points, I don't know if it's 20 or 21 points, because one news service says 20, the other 21, where that is the peace proposal. Hamas was given 72 hours to accept it or not. If they don't accept it, then they're going to face annihilation, according to President Trump. And it's not the U.S., but Israel a bit loose. But they're loose already. What's the difference? The difference this time is that in the news conference, Netanyahu was very clear. Hamas has to give up their weapons. They don't disarm, they don't turn in the arms, game over. Israel will go in and try for the annihilation if they can get that done. Hamas will not be part of the new government. I don't know if the PLO will. I've heard it both ways. Get ready for the U.S. government shutdown, and that's coming at midnight on Tuesday. So you're asking me, will it happen? Yep. They're so far apart, the Democrats and the Republicans, it can't happen. From what, according to the press conferences, the Democrats want to throw in the kitchen sink to get another 7 weeks of this done. They want to protect illegal immigrants, according to the Republicans. I don't know what's real. I give up on politics and don't even try to understand it half the time. Here's what I can tell you. Both sides are going to stand fast. What will happen is government agencies will shut down. I have serious doubts that we'll get to the U.S. jobs report on Friday if that's the case. And then over the weekend and so on, the pressure will build and we'll see how close the parties can get to getting some type of compromise to get done. This happens often. Not that it doesn't happen. It's often. All right. So that carries us to the marketplace, and I'm sure you heard that there's a big deal going on for some of the firms that the Saudis are trying to buy, gaming firms for a change. Amazon up a little bit, Netflix back down, all over the board, in fact. Apple down a little bit. It started the day off on a better note, but gave that up. Not a big decline, but just didn't go anywhere. It's like the markets today were sort of just hanging in there, and I think that's the right word. Oil took a hit, and that was probably the biggest sector down. OPEC is talking of putting another 150,000 plus barrels on the market, starting for the October meeting that is going to happen. And my problem with it is they keep saying, we're going to get these barrels, we're going to do this, that. But they're only producing 50 to 75% of the barrel production that for the quotas. Some countries can't go any further. Some are holding back because they had, if you will, overproduced during periods they shouldn't have, and now they have to make that up. But if we get to those numbers, that'll be overproduction in the market. In the metal markets, a bid into the market as the marketplace is saying, hey, there's so much wrong, government shutdown, still inflation, we're not hitting targets, up another $5 today. That's a big move. Tesla jumped another $2. As Tesla's converting itself now away from the cars, and yet the production numbers we should see are going to jump on this next report that's coming out, where they are selling more cars, and the cars are getting very good reviews at this point in time. So as we take a look, let's go to BMNR. Now this is the Bitcoin Immersion Technologies, and if I'm right, this is a stock that came out about $4 a share. jumped up to 160. You heard me, 160, has since fallen back and it's at $53. So you could look at it two ways. It went from 4 to 160, or it went from 160 back to $53. I'll let you play that one for yourself. Is there a trade pattern right now? Not really. You have a higher high, lower low. Next, the market is fighting the 18-day average. Why don't I have the 100, the 50, and the others? Not ready yet, that's all. The 50 I can put on here. I don't normally. I put the 100, the 18, and the 200-day average. You don't have 100 days yet that you can plot out there. When we look at the Bollinger Bands, you had gotten up to it, you fell back, and now the market, after all that craziness, how I view it, it's set itself up now to be tradable again. It's got good volume. We'll see just what it does and where they want to go. If you don't know about the company, why don't you go on the internet and look them up and you'll get a good feel for it. Momentum pointing down in terms of right here, the slow stochastic. The bias is up as you're over the 18-week average and you're void of a trend temporarily. Oklo was on that stellar run to the upside, and then the bottom fell out. I'd love for it to drop a little bit more towards the 18-day average of closes and base out there. It's close enough. It lost its bullish reading. I think it should make a run for that number. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. In Netflix, I would look at today's high as a very important number. If it's taken out on Tuesday or Wednesday, it's a sign this market is bottoming out at these numbers. If it's not, well, we'll see if they can hold the Bollinger Band or break down, but I think you're at an important juncture. As you know, in United Healthcare, I thought the market would pull back to the 18-day average. Haven't quite done it, but we're within shooting distance of it, just a couple of dollars more. Home Depot still getting hit. So as much as I love this company and as much as I buy into it thinking that, okay, you know, the renovations in homes, remodeling, lower interest rates will bring that on, maybe low enough rates, if mortgages fell even more would help, we'll see. What it really needs is the federal government help, not to the company, but for the housing industry to get that going. And if you hear that, it's gone to the upside when that occurs. Haven't heard anything yet on it. What's going on in Robinhood? Robinhood was up today $15, one of the stellar performers, because suddenly the prediction betting, have you heard about that? They're part of this. So if you want to go in and you want to place a bet on an election somewhere, you can do it with them. If you want a big event, whatever it might be, hey, the over-under, I'm making this up on a JOLTS report, things of that nature. So if there's a big enough survey for it, they put together the buyers and sellers, and you're either right or wrong on your prediction. It's an interesting thing. They're not trading a little bit of it. They're up $15 because it's soaring in popularity. It's gambling at its finest. Tesla, higher highs, lower lows, still embedded, so I'm still in the bull camp. I'd like to see the market consolidate all these gains a little bit. Joby, nice rally the market had. It went to the Bollinger Band before. It needs to pull back, in my opinion. Am I bearish? No, it's got upside bias, but it's also overbought as can be. In XLF, the financial service sector, you've got the swing line down, the bias up, and you're really caught in the sideways action right here. This is a big to-do nothing right now in this market. Same thing in XLI. Tell me you're not just caught in sideways action. If it breaks out, try to go with it, but I don't see the breakout just yet. In XLE, you tried on Friday to stay up over the upper Bollinger Band. You got thrown right back. You have a higher high, lower low pattern. You're overbought. I don't see anything there. Gold is still a runaway market to the upside. It's got the bullish embedded reading until it loses it. Breaks, in my opinion, still get bought. You can see SoFi. Remember, I'm covering a lot of new markets for you. I do listen when I ask you on Thursday, give me more markets. And for the fall, we're going to drop oldies, put in a lot of newies. SoFi, any close under this 18-day average can drop you back to the 2460 level. You're at an outside day down. If you take out today's high on Tuesday or Wednesday, that's a bear trap, and I think you could go back for the upper Bollinger Band and make an attempt at it. Barring that, if you close under that 18-day average, you have a problem on to the downside. Palantir, you just lost the bullish embedded reading. Before the market goes through these highs, the odds favor. I guess that's a bet for Robinhood, but the odds favor price is going to come back to the 18-day average of closes. In the BND, you peaked out in this market on the 17th when the Fed cut its rate, and it's all been downhill ever since then. In the dollar index, you got up the other day on Thursday, made a huge run. Friday, market down, and you broke down a little more today. Could you come back to the 18-day average? You could. The futures still look bullish on the charts for it. And in the euro, the charts on the euro still look bearish on the futures, and they're looking bearish right here temporarily on FXE. So you put it together, you come up with a game plan, and that's what we try to do with you all the time. So how do you get to the research that we do? All you need to do is go to iraepstein.com. Go to the word research and look for the spider, SPDR. You can come up here at the very top with the cursor. You'll see that there's a box there that YouTube puts on it. Click that, it'll take you right to the website as well. In the meantime, I'm Ira. You have yourself a great evening. Watch the other videos, and I'll catch you first thing in the morning. Have a great night.